Okay, right, let's get into the next two cards of the last release, like 2 weeks ago or something. So anyway, so the first card, the fourth third card that we are reviewing is going to be Ray from La Junta, and if we're being politically correct here, it's actually La Junta, as Bojax pointed out just a minute ago. Anyway, right, so Ray at 5 stars is an 8/6. With the ability of Revenge plus 8 attack. I think that's right, isn't it? Revenge? Yeah.
Sounds right.
I think it is. Is it Confidence or Revenge? I can't remember.
Ray? It should be Revenge.
It's Revenge. Okay, never mind. Okay, right. So anyway, right, firstly, what is your initial thoughts on it, Slify?
I like Ray a lot. His 8 solid power is pretty solid. His 8 damage is pretty solid, and even against SOB, 6 damage is a lot of 2-hit KOs with the La Junta. Revenge attack plus 8 is pretty good. It's not that hard to do, because Revenge is a lot easier to do than Confidence, in my opinion. Plus 8 attack isn't bad. It lets him fight Sentinel, Junks, and other cards evenly, so he doesn't worry about that. And he's a good bluff, because of all that I've just said. Sure, he's 5 stars, but gotta pay what you gotta pay.
Okay. And how would you rate him? What was your initial thoughts on him, Bojax?
I'm just looking at him, and he's an 8. He's a potential 8/8, 5 star, so he's just a big card. He's got a potential plus 8 attack, so he is a good bluff card and a good all-around card. I think he replaces Emeth.
Really? Okay.
Oh, does he not? You don't think he replaces Emeth?
No, well, I mean, maybe in the half deck, but I just... Problem with Emeth, though, is he is ELO banned. I'm not too sure if I'm right here, but I'm right in saying, but I think he is ELO banned, though, so...
Here, I'll go check.
I think he's only...
He is.
He's perma banned then. Okay, so yeah, he probably replaces Emeth then. But, continue then.
This is just ELO, though. In Survivor, of course, you won't Emeth, or even both for that matter. They're both good cards. I think he's better than Naginata because he's got a little more damage.
Okay.
He's just a bigger card.
Okay, so Sniffy, would you say that Emeth is better than Ray, though?
Emeth is better than Ray, for sure, in mono. In half deck, I'm actually still debating. Emeth usually will get plus 10 attack, which is higher than Ray's, and it's not revenge-based, which is nice. Of course, he has one less power and is less solid against SOA because of it. And it's a player preference, but I still think Emeth is better, personally.
Okay. And what about Naginata, though? Do you think that that Ray is better than Naginata?
If you're going for 2-hit KOs, yes, because Ray can get that attack potential. He has 1 extra damage, which is always nice, just in case. Naginata is a better bluff, though, in my opinion. She's a better start. She's a better lead. But Ray has a better 2-hit KO'er. So if you're going for 2-hit KO, then Ray's better.
May I add on to you, Slippy?
Sure.
Like you said, if for opponent manipulation, yeah, Naginata is great. But you really have to play her in the first and maybe second round. But Ray's much more versatile, so I completely agree with you.
Okay. Alright. There's any more questions? So, do you think that Ray do you think Ray helps the La Junta cause in ELO, Bojax?
In ELO?
Yeah. Helps them a bit, because, current metagame, do you think it helps them a bit, or not really?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of La Junta in ELO, but he does help them, especially because it's a much easier way to get 2-hit KOs. So, yeah, they may be played a little bit more frequently.
Okay. Alright, finally, what is your rating out of 10, Slify?
I think I'm being overly generous, but I think I'm going to give him a 9.5. The reason being, he's very solid. He has a thing that a lot of damage increasing clans don't have, which is attack manipulation. And attack manipulation is very good for the kind of clan. And he's very solid regardless. You can't, in any other clan, he'd probably be staple, so.
Okay. And what would you rate him out of 10, Bojax?
I'm gonna have to give him an 8 or 9 out of 10. He doesn't get hurt by SOA or SOB. Like Slify said, there's attack manipulation, which Washington doesn't have much of other than Gatling. So, yeah, I think he's a great card.
Okay. In my opinion of Ray to everyone else, I think he is an okay card. Not an okay card. He's a very good card, actually. The 8/8 with bonus is just insane, and also if you're going to do Fury as well, if you're going to be crazy or something, you can, 2-hit KO with almost any card in the game, actually. The only problem with his 2-hit KOing is he actually can't 2-hit KO with Formand, which is not a big problem. But he can 2-hit KO with almost any kind of card, staple card in the Junta ranks, such as War Dog, Dean, Trish, Jane Rumber and all that. So it's a very good card in that sense. The +8 attack with Revenge, it can be a little situational, as Slify might say, but then again, at the same time, it's still, if you're gonna, with the Revenge and everything, you just have to throw something away, and then you'll have the huge, monstrous +8 attack.
He doesn't need it at all, because he has 8 attacks.
I don't know if he doesn't need it, though. That's the issue. 'Cause, 8 power is still pretty giant, but then when you're comparing it to most of the 5-star ELO metagame stuff, because I'm always talking ELO metagame, right. I don't think he would be able to survive actually against those. You don't
think so? Because I think he has a chance personally, because
with Revenge though he has a chance, but I don't think by just his 8 power alone he would.
Well, I guess if it's a pill for pill thing, I don't think he'd be able to. But if you can play your opponent right, even without the Revenge, he's a good bluff, I think.
Yeah.
That's surprising, because everyone thinks that you're going to play Ray with the Revenge coming, so when you don't, it might surprise them even more.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, still a very good 5-star and everything for the La Junta. I don't think he would replace EMF, but then EMF is, of course, I think permabanned, as Bojax confirmed. So, don't quote me on that though, but still, maybe kind of play style issues with maybe Naginata, if whichever one floats your boat, whatever. But still a very good card, nevertheless. I would probably give him like a 9 out of 10 or something, just a very good card. Alright, let's move on. Sorry, go on.
I hate to do this. He's not permabanned, he's ELO banned right now.
No! Oh snap. Bojax, you've let me down.
Yeah, sorry I did.
Alright,
Get out of the show!
Okay. Right, so, that's, what? I don't know, he'll probably come out of... Do you think he would ever come out of permaban? That's what happened to him in the temporary, ELO banning thing?
No, I said he's not permabanned.
Yeah, no, but, will he ever come out of, temporary banning? Though, do you think?
I think he's gonna be like, oh shit, soon.
Okay, right. So he might come out, just not really.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, right, let's move on, because talking about permabans makes my head go spin around and everything. Alright, so let's move on to the next card, and that is, the final card of the release 2 weeks ago, if you can think that far back, and that is Kevlar. And Kevlar at 2 stars is a 7/2 with the ability of protection bonus. So firstly, Slify, what do you think, how good would you rate this card initially?
I actually like Kevlar a lot more than probably most people in the world. He has 7 power, and with his banger bonus, that's 9 power. So he's a 9 power 2-star, which by itself is already pretty good. He has protection, which means on Nightmare weeks, he does very well. Or Piranha weeks, even though they lost Smoky CR, so I don't see that happening very often. His 2 damage, a lot of people say, is his downfall, but at 2 damage is actually very average for a 2-star, so you can't really blame him for that. His biggest problem is that he's a 2-star in bangers, which means people probably use B-Ball and Graph over him, and for obvious reasons, damage reduction SOA is very nice. But if for some reason Nightmare and Piranhas become rapid, he's definitely the most solid choice. Okay.
What would you say, how good would you rate Kevlar, Bojax?
My initial reaction to him was I like Beanie better than him. But after putting some thought into it, since Gumbo and Oshitsune are both not on the permaban list, hate to bring that up again, I think we're going to see a lot of SOB with the new addition of Wraith. So with Piranhos and Nightmare, I think they're going to be running rampant. So I actually see that card being better than Beanie. So I think he's an okay card.
Okay. Just going back to the question about Benny and all that. Do you think that Kevlar is better than Benny, Sliffy?
I think we had talked about this before. Benny has a lot of uses. He has 9 power, hypothetically, which is the same as Kevlar. That 3 damage is actually really nice if you want to do a KO with voting power. And other clans with 7 powers or damagers. Other than that, though, Kevlar is much more solid. SOA doesn't hurt him. SOB doesn't hurt him. He's probably the better choice, in my opinion.
Okay. Do you think that Kevlar adds stability to the clan, Bojax?
Definitely. The SOB does really cripple their bonus, since Piranhas have a lot of 8 power, and Nightmare also has some pretty high 7 power in power reduction. So I think there is a little stability there.
Okay. Alright, so what do you think? Do you think that he is better than B-Ball and Graph, though? Would you use those 2 cards over Kevlar, though, Bojax?
I would. Anytime.
Okay. Really? Okay. I don't know, because I'd think that the damage reduction and the SOA is slightly more important than the protection.
I'm a fan of B-Ball because he's a wall and he can reduce 2. Like he's a potential 8-2. Kevlar's 9-2. With the potential damage reduction, that just fits my playing style really well. Maybe not for everybody though. So.
Okay.
Simon?
Yeah, go on.
In every other situation, I completely agree with Bojax. For Nightmare and Piranha weeks, Piranhas are notorious for not having high damage. So, and Nightmare has a lot of reduction nowadays, like Fearless and stuff, that they can go through B-Ball's damage reduction. So I would sometimes use Kevlar over B-Ball in that sense, but probably never over Graph.
Okay. I'm just thinking about it now, actually, because Kevlar is a very good counter against Tula. And also, Oshitsune to some. Sorry?
I said Oshitsune because you were stuttering.
Yeah, sorry, and Oshitsune, yeah. Oshitsun, I don't know, and also Tula as well. I'm just thinking about that now. And also, I mean, you could use Kevlar against Columbo if need be or something, but I don't know, I can't. The only problem is he has only got the 2 damage, which is my only issue with the card, though. That's my kind of, But I can still see him being a very good counter against some of the Nightmare, a lot of the Nightmare and the Piranhas, though. Anyway, right, finally, what would you give Kevlar out of 10, Sliffy?
I give him a 7.5. He's not a bad card in any sense, regardless of what people say. The only reason he's not higher is because he's a very situational card. You would never probably use him. You would never use him over B-Ball or Graph, except for on certain weeks, and because of that, he's very hindered. But on those weeks that he does shine, he shines very well. So 7.5.
Yeah. And what would you give him out of 10, Bojax?
Give him a 7. I think Sliffy hit the nail on the head. He is only going to be used during certain weeks, so we'll just see. He's useful during those certain weeks. So. Okay.
In my opinion, with Kevlar and everything, he is a very, 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 very good counter against those full stoppers, namely like Leviathan, I don't know, Dieter or something. All those sort of cards he's very good against. He's a very good counter. If you're gonna play bangers or something during a Nightmare week or a Piranha week, he is a very good counter, well, kind of a balancer to help the bangers a bit in those sort of weeks. Namely against things like Tula and Oshitsune, as we pointed out. My only issue with him, unfortunately, is just the 2 damage and also the fact that he is 2 stars, unfortunately. Unless you're gonna counter those things like Oshitsune, you're probably gonna fork out a few pills. I'm just gonna say that now. But he is still a nice card and everything, and that's why I'm giving him, drum roll please, I don't know,